It is great to see you all again at Wealthy Coins. Thanks to this leak, the Shiba Inu bull run is officially official. News from SHIB today. While the Shiba Inu community is understandably delighted with SHIB's January performance, a feeling of market uncertainty has resurfaced as the month draws to a close. The market's performance in February in particular has reintroduced a feeling of anxiety as the month winds down. For Shiba Inu investors, the most important event coming up is the FOMC meeting. Shiba Inu holders would do well to familiarize themselves with the FOMC meeting so that they can better comprehend its impact on their portfolio. The major highlight of the meetings, which take place every 3 weeks, is the revision of the federal fund rate. Banks borrow money from the Federal Reserve at this rate. The film will discuss the Shiba Inu bull run that has been confirmed by this leak. Presenting today's Shiba News. To view our most recent videos, please subscribe, share, and give us a big thumbs up. We will start the video without further ado. The federal fund rate is a tool for economic stability that the Federal Reserve employs. People will have better access to liquidity and a more favorable investment climate if borrowing costs are lower. Conversely, borrowing money becomes less attractive and investment becomes less likely when the rate is higher. In 2022, the Federal Reserve's quantitative tightening efforts aimed at reducing inflation included a generally rising federal fund rate. Following the most recent FOMC meeting, Shiba Inu and the market as a whole saw a positive increase. This is due to the fact that, in contrast to last month's announcement, the Federal Reserve only raised interest rates by 0.5% or 50 basis points. The market saw the Fed's decision to reduce the FOR as an indication that they were easing off on their aggressive rate hike policies. Reports that the Federal Reserve achieved some success in combating inflation preceded this. On January 31st and February 1st, the FOMC will hold its next meeting. Many believe the Federal Reserve will increase the federal funds rate FOR by 25 basis points. Renewing purchasing pressure on SHIB might occur if this proves to be accurate, as it would lend credence to optimistic views. If this were to happen, it would break through the $0.0000123 level of resistance that has been there for the past many days. The next Fibonacci resistance line is located at a potential 14% price spike for Shiba Inu investments if a rally materializes. A rate hike over that might fool investors and cause Shiba Inu prices to drop again. In the event of a 10% or larger correction, it will likely return to levels near or below its 200-day moving average. On occasion, market reactions precede the official release of the FOMC minutes. People in powerful positions may be aware of the Federal Reserve's rate decision ahead of time, according to certain theories. This means that some market players may have special access that gives them an advantage when making decisions. Curiously, there was a small increase in Shiba Inu's weighted mood index over the past 2 days. The market may be showing signs of optimism again if this continues. Now that estimates are trending towards a 25 basis point raise, this does not necessarily mean that investors predict another surge. While price volatility has been trending downward for the past several days, it appears that another spike is imminent. Reason being, this week's trading might get a little busier due to the FOMC data. A comparable result is also shown via exchange flows. In recent days, there has been a marked decline in the supply on exchanges, although the situation is exactly reversed when looking at supply outside of exchanges. Even if the FOMC opts for a steeper rate hike than expected, a bearish pivot can still occur within the allotted time. Now that the official numbers are out, the directional momentum is likely to pick up. There will be possibilities for short-term gains in the succeeding trend, which SHIB traders and investors can take advantage of. In addition, Benzinga looked at the future of a lot of people's favorite stocks last week. Last week, the tech-heavy Nasdaq led the markets higher, continuing the positive atmosphere that began 2023 on Wall Street. For the week, the S&P 500 rose 2.47%. The Dow Industrials up 1.81%, and the Nasdaq rose 4.32%. Economists had predicted a 2.6% increase in fourth-quarter GDP, but the Commerce Department announced a 2.9% increase on Thursday. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index increased by 5% in December, according to Friday's BOS report. This was lower than the 5.5% growth in November and lower than the 5.5% gain that economists had predicted. Two popular meme cryptocurrencies are SHIB and Doge. The Shiba Inu project's token SHIB is an Ethereum-based asset. The digital currency Doge, on the other hand, has grown a sizable user base since its 2013 inception as a joke. You should think of both of them as high-risk investments due to their extremely volatile prices. One of the first meme coins, Dogecoin, has been around for a long time. As a result of speculative investments and sudden market declines, we frequently witness enormous rallies. One such rival that has been around since 2020 is the Shiba Inu coin. The idea behind this is to make fun of Dogecoin. The value of Shiba Inu has increased at a faster rate than Dogecoin has. This is understandable given that the initiative is in its infancy. In other words, the potential losses outweigh the possible gains. The Shiba Inu might have been another meme currency that bombed or had a very small price increase. When compared to Dogecoin in 2023, the Shiba Inu currency carries a greater risk but also offers a greater potential payoff. The Shiba Inu might be a better Dogecoin than the meme currencies, which are thought to be very risky investments. Dogecoin, Doge, and Shiba Inu, three meme coins with a doc theme, are among the most decentralized digital assets available, according to a senior executive of Cyber Capital, an investment business. The company's chief investment officer, Justin Bonds, informs his Twitter followers that Doge and Shiba are two of the 32 supposedly decentralized cryptocurrencies among the top 50. Barely a third of the 50 most popular cryptocurrencies are truly decentralized. We can put a finger on decentralization and say yes or no, even though it's on a continuum. Always bear in mind that the truth as it stands in theory may not always hold water in reality. The price of Shiba Inus has cooled down following a strong start to the new year. The digital doc coin has increased in value by 60% since January 1st, giving the Shiba Inu price a new narrative all its own. If you believe Whale Stats, the top Ethereum whale's usage of Shiba Inu smart contracts and tokens is unparalleled. The Shiba Inu beta launch has sparked a great deal of interest in Shiba Inus. The chief developer of Shiba Inus, Shitoshi Kusama, has dropped indications that Valentine's Day, February 14th, would be the premiere date of Shiba Inus. Until December, whales will sell sheep, but in the midst of the Shiba Inu launch, they have bought Shiba Inus. In the last day, the top Ethereum whales have bought more Shiba Inu smart contracts than any other. The price of SHIB has risen 2% in the past 24 hours, trading at 0,000 won 1200. The Shiba Inu may still have a lot of room to grow in the next few months. Shiba Inu could see a surge in popularity after the release of Shiba Inus. Higher speed, more scalability, and reduced transaction costs are just a few of the exciting new features of the next Layer 2 blockchains. The possibility of burning trillions of tokens is another consequence of Shiba Inus. Like any other product, cryptocurrency is subject to the rules of supply and demand. An increase in price is possible if demand remains constant and the supply of SHIB tokens is drastically reduced. People are still interested in SHIB, since it was the third most viewed cryptocurrency last year, according to Finbald. Nonetheless, the reason behind Binance's decision to delete the coin remains unknown. According to several accounts, Shiba's poor liquidity is the reason behind it. Notwithstanding this, Binance is still quite concerned. There was a surge in concern over the exchange's viability when it withdrew from a last-minute deal to rescue FTX. Regardless, Binance has announced a large-scale employment drive, which means that they are dedicated to expanding the business, despite the fact that this is causing some controversy among investors. The day came to an end with that. To view our most recent videos, please subscribe, share, and give us a thumbs up.